everyone, it's Shaw from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is the April 2025 collab with Terra, Marie, and myself, and our theme for this month was to use Fawn stamps to create a springtime card. I'm going to be using Berry Special stamp set from Fawn, as well as this die from Waffle Flower. I believe it's called Postage Collage Die. And I got this in the only Waffle Flower haul that I've done, and I love it. I was originally going to cut these out because if you cut along those dots, it actually makes little postage stamps of different sizes, and thought that I was going to do that. Then I had another idea in mind, was to stamp everything out and then do like a little scene in each one. But true to form, I did this very last minute and did not have enough time. So I ended up doing this Thursday night, even though I've known about it for a while. Things have just been crazy here, and I did not get a chance to do it. So worked on it Thursday night, and this is up late. I apologize to Terra and Marie. Hopefully you guys have seen their videos. If not, I will leave a link to their channels below in the more information section. Make sure you head over and check them out because they created some really, really cute projects. I had planned on doing my voiceover this morning, and last night after I finished recording this, my dance teacher texted all of us and said, we have class tomorrow morning, which it's a new session, and I didn't realize that. So I said, okay, I'll do my voiceover after I get back and then do the town hall meeting. I'll do it right after that. And it just never happened because I had calls for the rest of the day until after 5 and then had to make dinner. So this is going up very late and I apologize, but I am getting it out on Friday, so I'll just call that a win. So I decided on a bunch of the images from that stamp set. You saw that I did some masking on the little basket, and then I added the jam label to that little jar. And I'm going to be using a traditional color combo that I do for reds, and I believe it's R46, R27, and then R30 something. I can't remember. I did show the caps, I believe. But then I do go back in with and I know these ones, R59 and R39, which are deeper reds. I didn't like the way that the reds were, I think I was actually trying to do different shades of red, and then I realized that I didn't like those together, so I wanted to just make everything darker. I did go back in and add the colors to the darker colors to the ones on the left that I had already colored. I'm not doing anything fancy. I am just going in and doing what I think looks good, putting the darkest color in the shadows or where the darkest parts would be, and then coloring the medium and then the lightest color, then going back and kind of smoothing it all out. I did something that pretty much every Copic colorist will tell you not to do, and I started with the reds. The reds are the ones that bleed the most, especially if you are using them next to a very light color. So luckily, I really wasn't, with the exception of the basket, but I think the red had soaked into the paper enough that it didn't move it. But just be very careful and don't be like me. Don't do that, and because my luck, I would have gotten through the whole entire project and then messed it up and brought some red into, say, the teal that I end up using. So anyway, I thought I would leave the Copic coloring in, and while you're watching me do that, I wanted to do a little bit of story time because I have not been putting a lot of videos out. School has been crazy. We are in our second to last week of the semester, so I have a huge final paper due next week, as well as I think 2 more projects for my other class. So there's a lot going on. A couple weekends ago, I think we had 5 projects for 2 classes due between Saturday and Sunday. So there was a lot of work. This semester definitely was harder than the first semester. I think the first semester they were easy on us and kind of let us ease back into school, which was great because it's been 14 years since I have been in school. But they said that it's just going to get harder from here out. So that's kind of crazy. And our Wednesday night teacher is also the dean of the program, and she was giving us a timeline on Wednesday. So everything is becoming a lot more real. If we want to graduate in May of 2027, which I know sounds so far away, but if I want to graduate then, I have to have all of my defense done by about March of 2027. So less than 2 years from now. And then she kind of backed up from there and said when this was due and when this was due. And so I have everything written down, and now it's just becoming a little bit more real and stressful, of course. But it'll all get done. So that's school. Work has been good. Training my boss, his counterpart, and then another one of my coworkers on Monday on the system that I used at my last job, and then we're also using at this job. So I am going to, I was working on some of that today, and it's just been, it's good. I'm going to be traveling about once a month for the next couple months. Not terribly bad, just a couple of days here and there. Going to be gone. I have a big vendor summit next month, so that'll be a lot of fun. It's down in Florida, so that'll be good. And then I do have to go to Texas in June, and I may have to go again in July. And then we're going to California in July, which is where my United States headquarters is in California, right outside of LA. So things are really good. My sister actually just texted. They are in Florida this week. My nieces are doing a cheerleading competition, and it's the big one. It's their big nationals one. It's called Summit. And they actually came in first place out of 13 teams. So they did amazing, and I'm so sad that I wasn't able to be there to see it, but I did get to see it on video, and I'm super proud of them. They have worked so hard this year, and it really showed. They did amazing. So they beat 12 other teams, which was phenomenal. So anyway, so that's kind of what's been going on here. Just trying to enjoy the weekend now that it's here, and do some schoolwork. So, and hopefully get some crafting in. I did get an order from Honeybee yesterday, so I will do a review on that, or a haul on that. So look out for that if you are interested in haul videos. So now that I've kind of finished coloring the card, I originally had the idea to put little scenes in there, kind of like the mouse was on the hill, and then I was going to do like a little grass area and maybe do some sketchy trees behind it. Not sketchy like weird, but like sketch out some trees behind it. And of course, if I had to do this card over again, I would. I also think that I would divide up the postage stamps and then arrange them on the card. But I did go back in with my white gel pen and add some white highlight details, dots to the mouse on the right's eyes. The other one has their eyes closed, so you couldn't do that. I added some eyelashes with a black pen. I also added some white highlights to the strawberries. And then I went in with this isn't Wink Estella, this is the Spectrum Noir sparkle pens in clear, and added a ton of glitter to the top of the cupcake and to the jam jar. So you're going to see I hold it up and you can see how shiny it is. In person, you can really see it. I knew I had some strawberry paper somewhere. So this Park Lane pack, which is from Joann's, which sadly ours is closing, I think, in June. So I have one more month. I do have to get there. So I used that paper and I cut down a piece of cardstock to 10 by 7, scored it at 5 inches. The piece of strawberry paper is cut down to, I believe, 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card front, using my Barely Arts glue to go ahead and put glue on the back of that. I love the Barely Arts glue because not a ton of it comes out. It is very easy. I like it better than tape because you can kind of wiggle things around and move it into place, because I never have a perfect placement. I decided that I wanted to do some foam tape on the back of this. I probably should have done 2 layers, but I just did 1. But I did put a lot of it on there because I didn't want any of the areas to sag. So I believe every square or every little postage piece got 2 and some got 3 pieces of tape on it. Pulled all the backing off. I did cut most of that out so you guys didn't have to watch that. And then decided I wanted to put it on the card front on an angle. So once I finish taking off all of that foam tape, we're going to place it on an angle. And that is the card for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have comments or questions, leave them below. Please make sure that you check out Terra and Marie's videos. And I will see you again real soon in another video. Bye!